Hey, what's up, artist? 2 here. In this episode, it's gonna be over painting ancient city above sea of clouds. It's gonna start out 2, 2, and then there you go.
I'm an artist and concept artist working in the game industry for the last 12 years, and I will share everything I have learned with you. So learn with me. You can find my portfolio down in the link below, or you can just Google up my name, TUBUI, and click on the first link. Alright, let's start.
Alright, let's go ahead and start out with the blue sky and gradients out with the sun. And let's go ahead and pick up the horizon line, going from 1/3, and down. Selecting right there. And usually the foreground's a little bit darker, so let's go ahead and gradients darker in there. And in the horizon lines, whenever we get to pay attention out there, it's a little lighter than the top and the bottom, so let's go ahead and put a little bit of gradients on there too. And the sun, from left to right, the sun is going to be on the left side out of the screen, so let's go ahead and put the gradients out, and not so much gradients onto the foregrounds, just back there. Okay, nice and subtle right there. All right, foreground time. And then there goes my rock. More and more in the foregrounds, and then midgrounds, and then a little bit farther back for the rock. My beautiful, beautiful rock. As you can see, the farther is the object, the lighter it is that I'm painting on there. And now with the clouds, whenever it is far away, the brush size is going to be a lot smaller, trying to indicate perspectiveness in there. The farther it is, the smaller the clouds are. The closer it is, the bigger the clouds are. It's nice to have cloud brush. Just zzz, and there's clouds. And right now, it's being lit by the sun. Most of the clouds are, so I'm picking up the sun color, one sun color, and later on I'm gonna go into the skylit, and it's gonna be darker, bluish colors mixed into there. Continuing on that. As always, doing the overall, always. The overall first, and then details later. And if the brush that you have details such as those clouds and stuff like that, then go ahead and start it out doing out. The whole point of doing the overall is you can do it faster and see the overall better, instead of just doing the details part, which can take quite a bit of long times. And then if you change your mind on it later on, you're just wasting however amount of time that you put onto there. And let's go ahead and do the city. Super giant buildings. Again, the farther it is away, the lighter it's going to become. Right now I don't really have a clear concept of how the cities or the giant building is going to look like. I should say, and the giant building. So right now I'm just painting as I go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you guys a really awesome trick in Photoshop, that if you just press it, it automatically do the work for you. It can think like human drawing and stuff, and it's called Control Awesome. And I'm gonna press it right now. It's thinking, and kabam! This is the results of computers painting for me. I don't really like computer painting as much, so let's go ahead and put human touches on it. Let's get rid of it. Erase it. Oh. See, I think I can work fast with the computer. See? You see how fast I work? That's how fast I work in real life. I wish. Alright, so pyramids in there, and getting the steps, and Man, this video is going too fast. I can't even overlay the voice. Okay, I should shadow. I just enjoy this part. So whenever I do lighting wise, I usually do the sunlit to be about 50% lighter than the shadow area. If you ever compare, you ever go outside and look at the sunlit, and if the sun is at 100% in terms of white, then the sky would be around in the 40% in terms of value wise. And now to the rocks, mountain, space, whatever. The tree, bushes, getting the base colors in there, and then the highlights or the sunlit. Now do the clouds so I can sit in behind the clouds. Trying to make sure the foreground elements are in perspective with the main subject. Now texture time. I just put up the textures from any ancient building and just throw and multiply on top of there. Dupe all the way around, and as you can see, I put it into a folder and just do a multiply on the folder, and then dupe the layers all the way around to get textures everywhere in there. It gets a little bit of a realism look to it. And now I just erase parts that I don't like and then paint on top of there. And now more of the small details, windows, little tiny windows in there to show scales. And I'm drawing one and just duplicating all around. It's nice to have scales comparison in there. Dupe, 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 crimes and stuff. And let's go ahead and do the backgrounds. Just dupe it. I don't want to paint it again, just dupe it. Just want to show more cities way in the distance. And of course, whenever you put it in the distance like that, it's going to be lighter. So I'm just taking up the local colors behind there and then put it on top and lower down the opacity so it can be lighter, sit nicely in the back. And I'm trying to make it different. Using transformations to change the scale here and there, change the silhouette here and there. And the further it is away from the camera, the less perspective it has on there. So I'm just deleting, erasing out the bottom to take out the perspective in there. And now to the very, very farther back. And the farther it is, again, the lighter it is. Throwing some gradations, God rays, you would say, from left to right. Doing some shadow area where it's really hard for the sun to reach into and more worn onto the ancient architecture. And doing the overall. It's easier to see the overall lighting changes whenever I zoom out. You usually like to have FX layers, such as gradients, color, levels, changes on the top layers. See, the skies is a little boring. Well, not boring, uninteresting. So let's go ahead and do some cloud formations into there. Doing some sunlit area. Alright, seems to be pretty much close to finish right here. And I'm trying to get the pyramid to be in perspective. There. Now, 20 minutes later, it is done. That was just a short preview of what I will be teaching you guys. And I have so much I want to share with you. Learn art with me, master art with me. This video took about 30 hours to do. So share some love and hit that thumbs up. And slam on the subscribe button to learn more art with me in the future. Go practice art. Go. See you next time.